Right, I'm here to rid the ram of any evil spirits. Got this crucifix around my neck.
Over half of the world's population claim to have seen a ghost. We spend our lives studying the unexplained.
Did you hear that?
Travelling to the most haunted locations around, we have unearthed terrifying secrets and witnessed horrifying events, leading us to question what really happens after we die.
Get out!
If there is a spirit world connected to our own, using the latest technology, we believe that bridge can be documented, measured and explained. We are the Paranormal Detectives. Join us in seeking the truth.
Right guys, here we are at the ancient Ram Inn. The building itself, as we know, is situated on a 5,000-year-old pagan burial ground. It's also got a body of water that is said to flow beneath it when the river was redirected. As we know, water was a conduit for the paranormal, and here we are. Inside here is John's sitting room, but we call it his bedroom, which is where he spent most of his time. So the first erector of the ram was William Fitzrobert in 1145. Previous to that, it was home to the builders of St Mary's Church, which is just over yonder. John moved into this room because of the activity he had all throughout the ram. There used to be a curtain partition up here, and he would literally keep himself in this area and not venture into the ram other than giving tours. So we head through to the men's kitchen. This is called the men's kitchen because basically it was exactly that. For the workers for the church, they'd come, eat in here. It was like a communal area for them to spend time in. In later years, it was converted into a bar. There's a girl by the name of Elizabeth who was murdered in here, and her body was actually stored under the bar and hidden for a while before being discovered. Upon renovation in this room, they actually found what was a grave. When digging it up, they found the remains of multiple children, so they stopped digging, fear of disturbing more bodies. The children were said to be left in a sacrificial manner. The remains, I believe, are at Gloucester Museum, I believe. Fireplace down there is said to be linked to the church. Apparently there used to be a tunnel through there that went underground to the church. Elizabeth, the lady that was killed here, is supposed to be one of the most active spirits in the ram, and is actually known as the Blue Lady because she appears as a blue light form. And it's not uncommon for people to be pushed and shoved in this room. It's one famous occasion where a father and son come in here and claim to have literally been thrown across the room, and they hurriedly left. Here we have the bar area. So in the bar, it's one of the most active areas, one of the most infamous areas of the ram. There are said to have been people hung across these beams where the apparitions have been witnessed. It's said to be that there's children's bodies also beneath the walls. This wall here was actually replaced, and when they were replacing the wall for structural purposes, they found more sacrificed children's remains, which is what leads them to believe that the site is actually on a pagan burial ground. If anybody has seen the most haunted episode here, whatever you may believe or disbelieve of it, if there is an element of truth to that video, then whatever happens in this barn is potentially very dangerous and can physically attack. Obviously we weren't there, we can't say for sure, but the fact there could be an element of truth in that is quite terrifying. So these stairs are another active area of the ram where it's said people actually get pushed up the stairs as well as down them. In 2009, a paranormal investigator, Mike Driscoll, caught a very famous image that we'll throw into the video now. As you can see, it's a white mist heading potentially up or down the stairs. But this is an area that, once again, seems very active. It's interesting that people get pushed up the stairs as well as down. Here we are, entering the witch's room. In the 16th century, there was a witch who fled the local town and took refuge in this very room. She was found, trialled, and killed for witchcraft, but it said her body remains. Also on top of that, it said that if people lie in the beds in this room, that she can appear next to the beds looking down at them. People have reported being scratched in this room, and also there's reports of children crying in this room. A report that changed when cuddly toys were added. It seemed to stop this phenomenon. So even the landing in the ancient ram is said to be haunted. There's a clock here where people's faces are supposed to appear. Can't say I see it at the moment, but people's faces are supposed to appear. Also, there's said to be a little girl that wishes to play with people on this landing. She's said to come up to you and ask you to play and then vanish, which, I don't know, it's just something not very nice about little girl ghosts, is there?
No, not at all.
Little girl ghosts and old women ghosts, they're just creepy.
Bit creepy.
As we head through here, in this area here, it says that a shepherd appears. I just nearly went a cropper. Yeah, a shepherd's supposed to appear here. And then here is probably the most famous room in the ram, the bishop's room. What? Here we are in the bishop's room, famous for a cavalier that is said to run straight through the building, through one wall and then straight through the other. It's also famous for having two, not one but two priests appear in the room. Although of the cloth, apparently they're supposed to be very, very negative energies that people believe causes a lot of the trouble at the ram. There was a rather brutal murder took place in here, where somebody's head was actually rammed into the fire and caused them to lose their life. Right by where Steve sat. Also in the actual fireplace above they found weapons, knives, daggers, a lot of interesting things to place in here. And probably the most famous of all is the fact that it's said to be haunted by an incubus and succubus, for those that believe in demons. What sort of vibes do you get in this room, guys?
It's cold. This chair is very cold.
That chair, we come back in 2020, I believe, 2020, 2021, and we come with a team called M&A Paranormal. A friend of ours, Jody, was sat on that chair, and Chris, who's a sensitive, was telling him something doesn't want you on that chair. Not long after, we carried Jody out of the ram, and he had to recover the knee, was in a very weird way. Whether it was a panic attack, a spiritual attack, I don't know. We physically couldn't walk, we literally had to carry him out. Interesting that you feel like that. Now we're going to enter my least favourite area in the ram, the Weaver's attic. What time has it just gone? I'll say 9%, that's fully charged. That's going to be a piss if that goes. Right, so the reason I don't like the Weaver's attic is because of the history. There was a young girl who lived up here, and her father, who was the landlord at the time, come up and hung her from the beam. That would have been that very beam that's up there now. And she was discovered hung. I don't know for what reason. Must have been one hell of a family dispute, I should imagine. But it said this took place in the middle of the night, and now furniture is often heard being dragged in the middle of the night. And that's the ancient ramming. First person to roll a 6 goes first, and then we go clockwise.
Yeah.
Oh, shut up.
Happy days. I'll take that, right. Oh, happy days.
So you might be wondering why they even started playing a game of snakes and ladders at the ancient Ram Inn. Well, for this investigation, we decided to set up 4 individual solo challenges. So we ranked these challenges in what we thought would be the easiest to the hardest order, and therefore the winner of snakes and ladders would take the very first challenge, being the easiest challenge. When the game was won, 2nd, 3rd and 4th place basically was determined by where each person was in position on the board at that point. What we would then look to do is do the challenges at hourly intervals throughout the course of the evening. Now, the challenges that we set and determined in this order, being easiest to hardest, would be the following. The very first challenge, being the easiest, is to walk around the entire ancient ramin by yourself, to go to all four corners of each room and ring a bell, and to be wearing a crucifix as well. Almost a little bit like an exorcism, how a priest would cleanse a room. The second challenge of the night would be a lone session in the bishop's room, which is known to be the most haunted room in the ancient ramin, home to where all the demonic activity is, and to where John Humphreys, the previous owner, was actually attacked on several occasions. The third challenge being an Estes Method. That would be completely again by yourself, wearing the blindfold and listening to the spirit box through the headphones, and that would actually take place in the barn. Now, historically at the ancient ramin, we've had all kinds of activity in the barn, so that's quite a creepy place to be by yourself and completely vulnerable. And last but not least, after we've tried all of these solo challenges and we've tried to get lots of activity throughout the course of the evening, the very final person would be going up to the attic, so the furthest point away from everybody, and they would be doing a Ouija board by themselves, which is one of the very fundamental rules of Ouija boards. You're never meant to do one by yourself there. Now, the game of Snakes and Ladders itself did last half an hour, and there was some foul play happening during this game. And the results of Snakes and Ladders are as follows.
What a fix.
Turn my timer off.
Happy days.
I didn't want to do an Estes Method blindfolded in the most haunted book in the world. Because of my eyelashes.
I'm gonna have to. I've just reviewed the tape on that. You cheating fuck. Put it back.
Oh God, I keep getting that same bloody one.
Oh, I don't know what on the Estes Method is. I don't want that either. this shit's...
Oh.
Estes is third.
The only thing that bothers me about the Estes Method
Got to get into second.
is Nathan sneaking into
Yeah.
buildings halfway through and fucking
I genuinely
poking you
won't
with
do
his
that.
fingers.
'cause that
Poking
could
you with
make-
his fingers.
That genuinely could give someone a heart attack,
Yeah.
so I wouldn't do that.
I had chest pains on the way here.
Come on, quick, I want to get out of third.
Oh,
suppose
got a
that's
roll
it,
of
isn't it?
one.
Yeah, it's got a roll of one.
I've got to roll a one to win.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the rules.
Yeah.
You roll again.
Again. Or do I just
Oh, fuck.
I mean, that's pretty conclusive. Steve's the winner.
roll on, yeah. What have, I won?
So what does that mean?
I'll
So
swap you.
What have I won out of the pile of shit prizes?
you've got to walk
What
around
is it?
everywhere
Swap you.
Yeah.
by yourself with a cross on you.
Swap now,
Fucking
then.
yeah.
Ring 'em.
Can I do no blindfold?
Right, where's the cross?
Which colour were you again? Blue.
There, I guess.
So it's
That way, mate.
I'll take a bell with me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll swap you.
so he's ringing on Bishop's room. You're Estes.
Fuck it, I said just one of the ones.
Mate, none of them are nice. And then you've got the Ouija board.
Yeah.
Right, so at the moment, me and Steve are in the barn area, and Sophie and Nath have gone up to the witch's room. What we thought we'd do to start off the investigation tonight is to do a dual Ouija board session. So me and Steve are down here now with a Ouija board. They're going to do one upstairs as well. And we're going to use walkie-talkies to ask the same questions and just to see if we have the same responses at the same time. So we'll give that a try now. Right, are you guys ready up there?
Yeah, ready, mate.
Okay, fingers on the planchette. Okay, so we're calling out for any spirits at the Ancient Ram Inn. Myself and Steve are downstairs in the barn. Sophie and Nathan are upstairs in the witch's room. Is anyone with us? Could you give us a signal on the Ouija board? Either one. If there's any spirits here, can you give us the first letter of your name?
Normally you hear like loads of noises, don't you? Like natural noises in buildings like this, and it's actually strange. It's weirder that there isn't any.
Yeah.
Got absolutely nothing on your fear experiments up here either, did you?
No.
So quiet here. It actually feels quite nice, but I don't know if that makes me a bit of a weirdo or not.
I don't think I've ever had anything there, to be fair.
Got another question we can ask.
It's my elbow.
Okay. We've come to the RAM several times now. Can you show us that you're here? Spell a message out on the board. Either one.
Either one. What was the other option?
Doesn't mean either board.
Ah, yeah, possibly. There's someone up here with me, Bri.
Someone up here. Do you mean there's movement on your board, or...?
No, Sophie's up here with me. You can't be asked to respond.
It's very, very cold in here, isn't it, tonight?
I think the last time I was this cold anywhere was at the museum.
Yeah.
It rained all night, didn't it?
Yeah.
Are you asking all the questions, mate?
Have you had any movement on there?
Absolutely nothing. You?
Yeah, same here, really, to be honest, so far. We are calling out again, though. There are 4 of us here in total tonight. 2 of us downstairs, 2 of us
Upstairs. So we split up. You can make your presence known to one of us.
Give us a message on this board.
What can we do to ramp activity up?
If you can't spell out any messages for us tonight, can you,
Maybe give us a date, something which is significant to you.
such as an age or a year that you died?
I wonder why they put bells in the rooms.
Doesn't even feel like it's trying, does it? Did you get much last time?
We did on the board, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Again, it was kind of like spelling stuff out which don't make sense, or...
You're not making any sense. Make some sense to us. You did the information video on the Ouija board. What does this mean?
Don't know.
Great.
But I'm pretty
Is it a sign of
sure...
something demonic, or
Well, the fact it's counting down.
is it interesting?
Yeah. Do we let it count down?
Yeah. For a penny in for a pound.
Just to check, is everyone else around the board happy for that to happen?
Well, we're here now. I'm trying really hard not to like shiver.
You
'cause
look
it's
like you're shivering. Literally, they're like blocks of ice on my fingers.
It's meant to be one of the most haunted buildings in the UK.
So far, it's very quiet on these boards. Can you come and do something to show us that you're here? Perhaps if you can't spell out any messages for us tonight, can you maybe make a loud sound?
Somewhere for us so we can hear you.
Light one of the fires to show us that you're here.
That would be nice.
What was that?
What did you hear?
Like something rustling about. It could actually have been something rustling about, but while you were talking, something was like...
I thought I heard something. So,
Just to let you guys know, so after you said that, there was kind of like a rustling noise down here. Can't identify where it was from.
It was in the other room, wasn't it?
it was just from outside the barn.
On the Ouija board?
That's me. Nothing on the board now.
Literally think I might be getting frostbite.
Yeah.
That you?
Nothing yet. Keep calling out, mate.
Hard to, and it's not.
Difficult to know what to ask for, isn't it?
So if you can't write, there are two. Well, there should be two words on each board: yes and a no.
So if you can't spell a message out, can you just perhaps move the planchette to say yes if you're here on either board?
Just move the planchette in any direction to show us that you're here.
Two taps then, did you hear them? I don't know whether it's nice or not.
So flat, isn't it?
Really flat.
Just going to ask again one final time. We all come with peace and respect. We're only here to find answers whether life exists.
After death. So far, you haven't given us any communication. So could you?
If you are here, can you move one of the planchettes just to show us whether it's a letter or a number?
Just to show us that you can do that for us.
The whole room feels flat, to be fair.
This is like what I would say one of the highest areas.
I'm genuinely more concerned about the temperature tonight than the spirits.
That's absolutely dead, isn't it?
Yeah.
And if theirs is as well.
You had any movement on your planchette?
Yeah, it's shaking because we're freezing.
It's about the same as us then, really. I'm going to pause the recording because it's just flat. After this session, it was time to kick off the challenges. And as Steve won the board game earlier in the night, he was up first. Again, his challenge was to walk to each corner of the room, ring a bell, and wear a crucifix. People who have attempted exorcisms or worn religious symbols here before have often experienced negative reactions, often resulting in being attacked.
Right, challenge number 1. I'm here to rid the realm of any evil spirits. Bar area, all 4 corners.
Upstairs.
Sorry?
Are you moving on the landing upstairs?
No, I'm just going in the barn. Right, I'll just set the fucking REM pod off, but it's my walkie-talkie, but still run me jump a mile. Right, I'm here to rid the realm of any evil spirits. Got this crucifix around my neck. Here to rid any spirits from the ancient ramen in the witch's room. Here in this toilet in the ancient ramen. to rid it of any evil spirits, including the one that Brian will probably do in here in a bit. Bishop's room. Let's give the door a knock. This is fucked up, Knife. Something the matter with you.
Okay, Steve.
Yeah, I'm just in the bishop's room with my crucifix in all four corners. Here to rid the ram of any evil spirits.
You fuck them spirits off, mate. You get them out of there.
Do a spot bell ringing as well while I'm here. Do a spot bell ringing as well while I'm here.
Know what happened to the last priest who tried that? Know what happened to the last priest who tried that?
The bishop's room door just moved, but I'm really hoping it's the fact that the floor moved so much.
Maybe you scared it off and it's leaving through the door. Yeah.
No, seriously, I've just tried to shut it behind me and it got stuck on the floor, and I was pulling it really, really, really hard to shut it, and it was like someone was holding the other side of it. And I've done every room now, and I'm glad I'm getting out of here.
In the attic.
You wanker. Right, okay, I'm going up in the attic.
So, mate.
Going back up in the attic.
That door doesn't lock behind you.
I'll be overcoming my fear of heights if it does, and jumping out one of the windows. How did you leave the doll on the bed in the attic? Because at the moment it looks like it's been kind of beheaded.
It's on the chair on the dressing table, mate.
Oh, right, okay. So it wasn't in the middle of the bed at the bottom with its head snapped off looking at the ceiling.
Broke, is it?
Doesn't look very well.
Anything up yet, mate?
Not that I'm conscious of.
So Steve's walk around did appear to be, overall, quite quiet. The only real strange thing that seemed to happen was that the door did slightly move at the bishop's room. Now, we cannot say for sure whether this would be paranormal. It most likely would be that the floor was moving the door, or potentially just Steve himself moving around, which may have just caused the door to move that. However, it is also worth mentioning that while setting up during the evening, both Sophie and Nathan on two separate occasions actually did notice that when they entered the bishop's room and pushed the door open, they had a feeling that the bishop's room door had slightly been pulled away from them. So as Steve finished his session, he rejoined us and we all went back into the ram to further investigate. We then headed to the witch's room all together to continue the night's investigation. Now, just as we were about to resume the investigation in the witch's room, Nathan reported seeing what appeared to be a shadow-like figure lurking around on the hallway.
Was there somebody on that landing a minute ago? There was. Come and talk to us. I'll tell you what, that's put me off my loan session now.
Has it?
Yeah. That was so fucking clear.
So, just because I'm filming now, what did you...
So I'm sat here and I'm looking out onto the landing and I saw a shadow about the height of a child literally dart across. Everyone else was in this room except you, who was downstairs. Elsbeth Grant, are you in here with us? Said you were the lady who was tried for witchcraft. We know your name. Come forth, Elsbeth. The atmosphere has just changed.
What's that noise?
Did that door move?
Hasn't it just?
Elsbeth Grant. Witch. Burn the witch. Burn the witch. Dropping shit on the witch. Come here to take you away. How do you plead?
Could be me on the bed. Yeah.
Is anyone in here with us? Come and speak to us. We want you to leave our house. This is a place of God.
Come and take this crucifix off me.
Come and show us you're not scared. You have to point to anywhere in this room, Steve, that makes you feel uncomfortable. Where would it be?
Sorry?
You have to point to an area in this room you feel uncomfortable or feel sort of... What would you look at?
I would say where I am, because I can't see behind me.
Behind that door where you are.
I'm sat in a doorway, with my back to the doorway.
Yeah.
And is that because of what's happened just, or...?
I don't know, because I can't stop looking.
Well, no,
rather than looking at the landing, I keep looking, thinking that door's moving.
I can't.
It's like it's moving back and forth. It's probably just the light, but...
Can you move the door for us?
I wasn't thinking about the shadow that Nathan saw until he asked, like when he just asked that question, where we're most uncomfortable. And obviously, because a doorway in a room, if you're stood in a doorway with a corridor behind you, that's obviously, you've got a passage behind you, haven't you? So I think this is probably the worst place for me anyway.
See, I was going to say for me it's behind me on the bed, but then that's again because it's behind you, isn't it?
It's behind Steve and behind that door.
Yeah, whereas I'd say it was behind me that feels...
I feel it's obviously subconscious, but it's almost like something peering in.
Yeah, if something came in here, it's going to have to come past me to get in here.
Come and speak to us.
What? I was going to say something, then I thought there's no point because it won't be put on the video anyway.
What's that?
Come and fuck Nathan up the arm.
It might go in the video. One of us is going to sleep in here later. Come and touch the person you want to sleep in here.
That's yeah. My stomach's very vocal tonight.
thought I saw something above your head then, Steve. And literally,
If I felt anything at all in this room,
I tell you what,
it would be
it's like something
sensory more behind me.
I
But
keep
then that's
seeing
that's just
things.
normal, isn't it?
I keep seeing things, not as clear as I saw that shadow, and I can't work out if it's my eyes adjusting or if I'm seeing like movement at the top of the stairs. If you're outside this room looking in, come in and join us. Come in and speak to us.
It's like a really bad place, isn't it?
Come in and speak to us.
Push yourself past me. Don't care if you're rude. Just push your way in.
It's like nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
No. Oh.
Do you want to have a go, Steve?
Do you want to change room? Or
Don't worry.
Yeah, okay, let's change room.
Room
Tell you
fancy.
what, I'll do what I said. I'll do what I said I didn't want to do. I'll do the bishop's room.
So,
We've got cameras in there.
oh, it's like this. We've got a lot of
With no activity being reported in the witch's room itself and no results from the Estes Method, we changed to the bishop's room for Steve to have a go.
Fucking hell. I thought it was warmer for a split second. I'm not
No.
sure it is.
No. It's
So I've just taken it off. There's no voices coming through, but for some reason I can hear what sounds like
I'm so tempted to go get a blanket.
a fucking fox or a dog.
what on there?
No, not on here. It's like, it's not on here, it's in the room. It's like you can hear it over the headphones.
That's bizarre.
Like a fox. You know, have you heard foxes when they like really...
Yeah,
fucking
high
howl?
pitched screech. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably
Sounds like that.
my lungs screaming because they're so cold. Fucking hell.
It's doing it again. It sounds demonic. It's horrible.
Is there anyone in here with us?
Doubt it. It's fucking freezing, ain't it, in here? Probably down the pub. This is the room John got dragged out of the bed in, isn't it?
Yeah.
And this room is directly above the open grave downstairs. Apparently. In fact, if you think of where Steve is sat now, that's pretty much over the grave, isn't it?
Is that how it works out as?
Yeah, I'd say so. Maybe, well, probably between me and Steve would be the grave. If there's anything in here with us, come and speak to us. And communicate through Steve. Or sit on the bed. Make a noise, just do something for us.
There's nothing on that. At the beginning, there was just like, it wasn't coming through the headphones. It sounded like it was a really loud noise externally that you could hear over the top of the headphones. And it sounded like a fox. Or two foxes fighting or something like that. Not really a dog, like a sort of noise like that.
Oh, okay.
Nearly time for the second challenge, I reckon. Time did you say it was, Steve?
It's just, it must be 12 o'clock now.
In which case, that's the hour gone.
Doing them early then, yeah?
Yeah, I reckon so.
Okay.
Good luck, Roy.
Thank you very much. You guys ready?
You got like it. There is one down there on the floor.
What? Catch you in 10-15?
Okay.
As the time had just gone midnight, I entered the ancient ram to face the bishop's room, said to be the most haunted room of the building. This is the very room where John Humphreys himself was attacked on multiple occasions, is home to incubus and succubus activity, and many people in the past have fled in the dead of night. Okay, so in the Ancient Ram Inn by myself, one of the most haunted buildings. So far tonight there's been some strange things that have been witnessed. A shadowy figure here has been seen. A shadowy figure here has been seen. A shadowy figure here has been seen. And I'm just about to enter the most haunted room. So and there we go. There we go. I think anyway. Right. I'm going to get the time. So it's now 12:05. Right, it's now 12:05. It's the second challenge of the night, and I'm now in the Bishop's room of the Ancient Ram Inn. The guys are outside. Sophie, Nathan, and Steve are all outside. I'm just by myself in the whole building, which is quite nerve-wracking. It's the most haunted building in the UK, and this is the most haunted room in the UK as well. So they say. It's absolutely freezing in this building tonight, hence the coat as well. And so far tonight, Steve has already been round each and every room, and he has gone round ringing bells and an attempt to rid the building of any evil spirits. We've just also done another session in another room, and that other session, well, before actually that other session, Nathan saw like a shadowy figure just on the landing. So, what I'd like to know, is there any spirits here with me today? My name is Brian. I don't mean any harm, I don't mean any disrespect. Been here a few times already. First time we ever came here, you were able to set off our little light on our device several times. And you kept doing it before we were about to go.
Ironically, I actually feel like this room's got slightly warmer.
Okay, that could have been me.
Okay. Is the REM pod going off?
REM pod started going off as on, and it stopped.
Right, should we head upstairs to the loft, or the attic, and see if there's anything up there?
Yeah, see if the motion sensor's gone off and perform the Ouija board.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Yeah?
Yep.
Okey-doke.
Or maybe not.
Okay. As if we're going to leave the room,
I don't think we've finished here just yet, if I'm honest.
the REM pod started to go off.
Is that you doing the REM pod for us?
It stopped. Yeah, I totally agree. We'll go up in the attic and see how we're getting up there.
Very peculiar. Right.
Certainly a good room to put the REM pod in, that one.
Yeah, I think we chose well with that, didn't we? If I'm honest. Right. Hey, look.
What?
It's going off again.
REM pod is.
Yeah, I'm just going to get that. We've only just left.
Yeah. Bloody hell, you.
You do that again for us, please.
Did you not do it then?
Is that you in that room doing that for us? Make it go off again if so. The second time we came here, you may have actually affected somebody. And they weren't able to move.
After the fear experiment, we all took a tour of the house, ending in the bishop's room. As we were sat there taking in what this horrendous room had to offer, something unexplained and hideous happened to Jodie. We don't know whether this was the results of the fear experiment or whether something had attacked Jodie, but he reported losing the feeling in his legs, struggling to breathe and being unable to move.
Get Nathan and Brian to give you a hand just to get up and get out of the room.
Well, yeah. I can tell it's sure. It smelled like burning incense in that corner.
Incense, yes.
Incense. It
Yeah.
smelled like burning
That
incense.
made it.
That's because he doesn't appreciate what I'm trying to do.
Yeah. But yeah, okay, but I couldn't breathe then.
That's because he doesn't appreciate what I'm trying to do.
I think we should get him out of the house.
We need to get out.
Right, everyone out. We'll go downstairs. We'll take 5 more minutes just so Jodie can chill out and then we'll... Chill out.
Doesn't want me to go.
I'll be the last one out.
Yep, I'm not really there.
I'm taking those. Give me some fresh air. Well, what are you going to do?
If you did that to that person, could you possibly do that to me? Or give me some kind of signal? This is a room where there's meant to be demonic activity, incubus, succubus activity. And the former owner who lived here got attacked in this room. It's a very negative room. Is there anyone like that with me today, here? If there's anyone in here with me, can you maybe make a noise? Okay. So, it feels like I've had a bit of a breeze at the back of my neck, but I'm going to rule it out because it's freezing in here anyway. This is one of my favourite places to come. It's a fantastic place. You're so lucky if you live here. So again, I felt that there was like almost like a breath there. Almost like somebody blowing. If that was you, can you do it again? So cold you can see your breath. You used to scare people so much, you know, that people would jump through the window at night to escape this room. Is that going to be the case tonight? Are you going to scare either myself, or could you make your presence known to us a little bit later, if not now? So we've travelled a long time to see you today. Can you make your presence known to me, please? We'll be leaving very shortly to rejoin the others. Little tap then, over there. Don't know if that was the camera or if it was behind. Yes, I'm going to rejoin the others soon. We're going to... Well, we're probably going to have a bit of a warm-up because it is freezing in here today. And then I think what we're going to do, we're going to investigate some more. And then it'll be Nathan's turn for his solo challenge then. And he's going to be in the barn. And he's going to have a headphone on and a blindfold, so he's not going to be able to see and he's not going to be able to hear. The only things he will be able to hear, or if you speak through the device that he'll be using. But he'll still be able to feel, and he'll still be able to smell. And then a little bit later after that, Sophie will be doing a Ouija board. She'll be doing it by herself in the attic. Well, all in all, very creepy to be here, for sure. And okay, I heard an unusual noise behind the camera. I think, well, I don't know if it was the camera or behind. I've called out for incubus, succubus, demonic entities, nice entities, anyone, and I haven't had anything conclusive. So I have felt some cold breezes, but it is already cold. It did almost feel like somebody was breathing on me though, so it was almost like a force of breathing rather than just the background sort of air. So that was quite an unusual sensation. And if that was you, I just want to thank you for showing me that if that's something you did do, I appreciate your time, I appreciate you showing me that. And what we really need is we could really do with something very conclusive, just to show us that you're here. And we've come several times before, and we know you're capable of much more. So I'm just asking out nicely. It would be amazing if you could show us something. Something undeniable, something we can't question, to show us that you really do exist. So if you can make a loud noise, if you could just appear on one of our cameras. There's a slight noise there, but again, that could have been anything. So yeah. Well, thank you for your time, and I'm going to make a move from the bishop's room. But thank you ever so much for your time, and I'm going to go rejoin the others.
Now again, my session in the bishop's room did appear to be relatively quiet. There were a few taps and little noises that I couldn't quite identify where they were coming from at the time. There were also a few cold breezes as well that I reported feeling. Now, at the time I couldn't quite place that. I did think maybe it is because the room is cold anyway. One thing I didn't consider at the time is that there is a fireplace in the room, and obviously there could have very well have just been a draft coming in the fireplace and just given me that feel of a breeze coming through the room. However, unknown to me at the time of filming was just before I actually entered the bishop's room itself. Now, from reviewing the footage, I was quite surprised to hear that there is some kind of noise that has been picked up. It does sound like potentially it is a vocal noise. However, I can't confirm what the noise is. By all means, if anyone does have any ideas, please do leave them in the comments below. It isn't to say it's paranormal whatsoever, I just don't have an explanation as to what could have caused the noise, but it could very well be something quite natural. Shortly after my session in the bishop's room, Nathan did actually go and do his session in the barn, which would have been the Estes Method. Now the session was completed, but unfortunately we don't actually have any footage from this session to show. We did make a slight mistake and we didn't check the SD card on the camera before the session took place. And what had actually happened is the SD card had actually filled at that point. Nathan did discuss his findings with us, and he said that overall it was very flat. There was only one word that was mentioned, and that was the word burned, which came out. So could this have had any link to the earlier Estes Method in the night in the witch's room, when Nathan was referencing burning a witch? Following this session, last but not least, was Sophie's session, the lone Ouija board session in the attic.
Okay, so I'm not sure how good you can see the board, but I'll give it a go. So I'm going to use this board, and if there is anybody that wants to talk to me, please feel free. You just need to move this that I've got my finger on, and you can spell out a word using the letters, or there's also some numbers as well. So if you want to tell me your age or any information that you think is relevant, then please do. And there's also a yes and a no as well, so you can use that as well. So if you want to, you can start by telling me your name. Or if it's easier, you can tell me how old you are. If you want to use the yes or the no, you can tell me if you're happy here. Can you tell me if you can see me? Do you like the people that come here and visit you? Is there anything at all that you want to tell me? You can tell me anything you want to. Can you tell me why you're here?
With the Ouija board not spelling out many messages at all, this marked the end of the solo challenges. Underwhelmed by the seemingly low activity, which we found very unusual for here, we would then reunite in the barn for a group calling out session.
I'm disappointed. I don't feel anything at all in this room. Are you going to do something about that? You're going to prove me wrong? Because I don't feel anything in here at the moment. It just feels perfectly fine.
Are you feeling anything?
Are you going to disappoint us? Are you fed up of people telling you to do things? People come in here constantly asking you to do stuff. Are you fed up of it? I'd be fed up of it if people kept coming here and asking me to do stuff. If you're fed up of it, can you let us know?
Come on, this is your last chance. We're going to move to another room.
There's a lot of energy in this room. It's what you like, isn't it? Why don't you come and use some of it? Come and steal some of it. Help you manifest yourself.
At nearly 3 AM, we all separated into different areas again to continue the investigation. So what we've done is we've all split up a little bit again. And I've now come to the witch's room. And it's so cold. So I've got a sleeping bag over me, I've got a hot water bottle. I've never actually spent any time in here on my own before. Spirits, or spirit, whoever may reside in this room, if you can hear my voice, could you give me a sign? I'll have a quick time check. And the time has just gone 1 minute past 3 in the morning. Noise you might be able to hear on the camera is somebody going up into the attic. So we are all split up at the minute and separated. But at 3 o'clock in the morning we've had lots of activity before doing a Ouija board, and it appears to be the most active time. It's been a relatively quiet night so far. You haven't really showed us anything conclusive. What I'd like to know is, now that we've all split up again, could you perhaps show one of us? At approximately 6 AM, we decided to give the Ouija board a brief and final attempt in the Bishop's room, but sadly, just as the other Ouija sessions had gone, this one was inactive. Right guys, so back in the Bishop's room again. We have just done a Ouija board to finish the night. Myself and Steve, and then myself, Steve, Sophie and Nathan all on together. but unfortunately no movement on the Ouija board, no K2 activity, and in general it has been a very quiet evening overall, to be honest. So I think we did experience a few things during our lone sessions, but all in all, just off the top of our heads, I don't think there's been too much activity. We'll obviously review all the cameras, and you never know, there might be something that is picked up on the cameras throughout the course of the evening, so we'll wait and see what that looks like. But we do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do remember to give it a like, share with everyone, and subscribe if you enjoyed it. That would really help us out. We do also have a membership section as well, so that's just for like bonus content. If you did want to join that, it is $1.99 a month for any behind the scenes or additional footage that we don't upload onto YouTube as per standard. Otherwise, all of our investigations are completely free and always will continue to be free. But yes, we do hope you enjoyed the video from the Ancient Ram Inn. Leave us a comment below, let us know your thoughts, and until next time, keep seeking the truth. Good night.